Joining me now is the new head coach of the Komoka Kings, Johnny Warren. Johnny, thanks for taking the time to do this. How does that sound?
Hey, it sounds good, Dylan. Thanks a lot for having me. I'm excited to get going.
We're looking forward to having you aboard here with the Kings. So, my first question for you is why Komoka? Why did you feel this was the right position for you at the right time?
I think I'm ready in my coaching career to take a step into junior B. I feel I've served my time in minor hockey in the Elgin Middlesex Canucks organization, and I'm grateful that Roop is giving me the opportunity.
You played under Rupa as a player back in the day in Lambton Shores when the Kings were back in Lambton Shores as the Predators. How cool is it to come back to the organization now and work under him as a coach?
For sure, Roop gave me a chance to get my junior B career started as a player about 10 years ago, and now he's given me the same opportunity as a coach. And I'm really appreciative that he believes in me.
Let's talk about you as a coach now. And how would you describe your coaching style?
I think I'm a systems oriented coach as well as being a relationship builder with the players. I think the more trust you're able to build with your players, the more you're able to get out of them, and the more they buy into the systems that you're trying to implement into the team.
Absolutely. What is your first goal as you join the Kings for this year? What's goal number one on day one when you come into training camp?
Well, I'm hoping that we're able, just the little bit of watching been able to do so far. I think there's a good core of guys here returning, and I'm hoping that my coaching staff and I are able to, build around that core and bring in some good young talent, to help complement them and hope that we're able to take a big step this year.
We're hoping so as well. What are some of the biggest things that you've learned over your 7 years as a coach in the Canucks organization?
I think you're constantly learning. Since I've been a head coach, I think it's, more and more trying to just learning how to get the most out of your players. And I think that, every team you coach is different. Every group guys, different things make them tick. So I think, trying to evolve and trying to learn how, what is going to make get the most out of these guys individually, which is going to help the team, have its most success.
Absolutely. The Kings are obviously trying to take the next step competitively in the upcoming season. Are there any immediate changes or improvements that you intend on implementing in order to help them get there?
I just think, making sure, my coaching staff and I are able to build, a positive and competitive culture around this team. I think that, we're going to try to build a standard here of what, success is going to look like. And, hopefully in our first season here together, we're able to do so.
You've got lots of experience with high performing teams, whether it's as a player, as a coach, or as a member of the hockey operations staff. What do you think it takes to foster a winning mindset and a winning culture in a junior organization?
I think it takes everybody, involved. I think that it doesn't just come from the coaching staff or the management side. It takes having a great support staff around the team as well. And from talking to a Roop, it sounds like there's a good support group of guys around here that go above and beyond for the team, and I think that is so important to build a successful junior program at any level.
One of those high performing teams that you're a part of, Johnny, is the London Knights, where you've had the chance to work in their hockey operations department. How has that experience benefited you, and how do you think it'll benefit players as they try to get to the next level in the OHL?
I think that no one does it better in junior hockey than the London Knights there, and I've been able to learn so much uh, from Mark and Rob Simpson and Dale and the coaching staff down there, and I think that they're a big part of the coach I am today, and I'm hoping I'm able to pass along things I've learned down there from them to hopefully help players here with my new role here in Komoka.
What is your vision for this group in a couple of years under Johnny Warren as the head coach? Where do you see this team going?
Well, I think short term, Dylan, hopefully this year we're able to, push and make the playoffs, and then hopefully down the road in a couple seasons here, we're right there with the top teams in the league fighting for a championship.
That'd be exciting to see. So, my last question for you is if you had to make a pitch to players right now, what are you telling them about why they should choose to come to Komoka?
I just think, under myself and my coaching staff, we're going to be a competitive team. We're also going to be here to help you reach your goals in hockey. Whether you want to move on or not, whatever your goals might be, we're going to be here to help develop you and, get the most out of you as a player.
Listen, Johnny, thanks so much for taking the time to do this. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to seeing your group out on the ice next year.
Thanks a lot, Dylan. I appreciate it.